here at Gahanga International Cricket Stadium. I'm your host Zaid Khan, and we're coming in for the third episode of the podcast. And today we'll have two very interesting individuals who've been giving us lots of work behind the background and also representing the national side alongside the, the former national Dusingizimana, also a Guinness World Record holder himself for his 51 hours that he spent in the nets. And we've got the development manager, Mr. Landry Rurangwa. Welcome to the podcast, gentlemen. Lovely, cool morning here. Having a podcast out in the middle, not really something you're used to. How does it feel to be here?
Thank you, Zed. Thank you for hosting us. I think we really feel well. It's a very good weather, so-called the dry season, but now it's really breezing of the morning. So it's really very nice to be here.
Good morning, everyone. Zaid, thank you very much for having us today. Yeah, it is a very cold morning at Kahanga. I'm sitting very close to the pitch. We are used to be standing either in the dugout of doing something different in the middle. But yeah, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
I'll start off with Eric here. Being part of the national side and also now being the manager here at Gahanga Cricket Stadium, how's the journey been for you and the game, and how have you connected to the game in your career?
Thank you. It has been really a long journey. It's something that can probably tell a story within probably a full week, but I will probably try to summarize it. We'll go back probably on how we really started the game as one of the first generation that really learned the game from the country. When we was in secondary school, I was definitely a student who did like I studied science when I was in secondary, and I really liked mathematics, physics, and passing to the ground. I was lucky because the ground that I've been using was exactly inside the school where I was studying, and passing to the ground, seeing how a batsman reacts to a certain bounce of the ball with the speed that they have. And I attempted that way. And when I went to university, I started civil engineering, where I've been dealing with soil properties in class, compaction on construction site, and then I find the best practice on grass wickets, where a degree of compaction can really change the game. And that's how I fell in love with the game. I then started playing that way. I was happy that there was a club called Red Guards with their members. They usually to come at the school regularly. And our current general manager of the federation, Emma Byiringiro and Robert Mugisha, they really used to come often to train our generation. And that's how it really started. And I fell in love with the game. And and I will say that I started from playing from the right guards. Then I was called for the national team on 2008. 2011, I became Rwanda national team captain. And for my first captains, Rwanda won a World Cup, qualified Division 3 Africa. We were in Ghana, and then we qualified. Since then, has been really a long journey. We kept on playing different games, but it was really a big challenge was really on the ground. So the game has been really growing in number, but the problem was really the facility. So we used all to play. We started on a flicks, playing on a plastic mat with a big bounce. Then we moved on a concrete tee, and we, as a national team captain, we used really to go outside the country playing like in Uganda, South Africa, different ICC tournament. And the team have been really struggling, especially with spin because of the time that we're not used back home. And yeah, but that's the history now because we've got a Ghana Cricket Stadium on which, as the national team captain, I had to participate in raising the money for the construction of the stadium. The reason I attempted to break the Guinness World Record for the longest bat in the where I batted for 51 hours.
Yeah, that was a very interesting event and a very big moment in your life. Tell us a bit about how that journey was of the 51 hours that you spent in the nets. And when you look back at it, the very same bat that helped you build this ground, and now that you're a manager of it, what are the challenges that you face taking care of the facility and everything that is working around the field here?
Batting for 51 hours incredibly hard, but I've done it due to the cause. As the national team captain, I was really ready to support anything that will help Rwanda having such a beautiful facility. So it was really hard. And as of now, the stadium manager, I really would say that I really work in the thing that I've grown in with and the thing that I love. You know, working exactly at the ground that you've grown playing cricket is something that you can not really compare with other thing else. But again, we also do have a lot of challenge, especially maintaining the ground. So we have a facility and it's really used a lot. It's as of now, I would say that it actually has a record for hosting the most T20 international in the world. So it's a ground that was simply constructed in 2016, 17, but as of now in 2025, it's hold the record for the most hosting most T20 international in the whole world. So that shows how really important, how really was really in need. So we started hosting international tournaments. There's a local tournament. We play cricket throughout the year. So we imagine that we play almost like close to 300 games a year. So it's really busy, and behind the scene, there's also a lot of work involved, especially with the ground staff, making sure that the facility really looks beautiful and is playing well. So there's a lot of challenge.
Yeah, and now, Landry, you've heard the man talking about the facilities here, and as a development manager, you've seen the course of play, you've seen the course of development going on with the game, with individuals. Give us your take on the growth of cricket in a land of a thousand hills.
Um, it's been a very interesting and long journey. Um, as Eric has been saying, we used to play cricket on one ground at IPRC and also back in schools when I was in high school. We used to get coaches across to come and teach us the game. But now, 25 years later, when the game was introduced, I think everyone that played a part in introducing the game of cricket should be really proud because when we talk about the growth of the game, I think 25 years back, if you had told someone that Rwanda will have played the World Cup at the junior level, I think it was a dream. If you had have told someone that we would have such facilities and play cricket throughout the whole year, with the amount of cricket being played and also the quality of the game being played across the country. Right now, cricket is played in 15 districts at different levels, but again, you look at the national team, men and women, is full of players from basically every corner of the country. Uh, the northwest, south, probably maybe we haven't had someone play for the country from the western part of the country, but I think that the two under 19 boys are coming up. So the game is growing across the country, and it's just everyone should be proud of where we are reaching and how fast it has taken us to be where we are now.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I feel like I'm a firm believer of a structure having a very firm foundation for it to stand strong with the prolonging of time. And speaking of that, when you talk about the upcoming tournaments that you've been working closely with, the under 15s, the under 17s, spread some light, put some light on what action you're about to have, as I know you're going to be having a very big, busy July coming up.
Yeah, very big holiday coming up. There's a lot of activities going to happen in the next couple of months. Um, Probably to take you back, the structure is out there. It's clear. So 4 years back, 4 to 5 years back, we sat as the team came up with the brand of cricket we wanted to play and also came up with the structures in terms of competitions. So yes, cricket is played in schools and then there's hubs, but also how are we exposing the players? So we started by making sure that we make cricket a Rwandan sport, and the lowest level of cricket that is played, where other countries call it mini cricket, we want to send a message to the Rwandans that it is China cricket. I'm sure Zaid, you understand Kinyarwanda literally means play cricket. So the primary schools and hub cricket in plastic stuff, plastic cricket modified, is called China cricket. Then the second tier is Seruka, which literally in Kinyarwanda means represent. So we want to encourage the youngsters to get out there and represent their regions. And at the end of the day, it's about representing Rwanda. So show your character. That is the under 15, which we are privileged to have partners in the MCC Foundation that has been funding that. Um, and then the under 17 program is called Jiruka, youthfulness. We want to see guys at that age diving around and putting their bodies and working hard to play good cricket. And then there's Sujira, which is literally we're getting into that training to compete level. So basically, we want people to start flourishing, not still polishing them up from that age. And then the men's provincial league and the women's provincial league, which is now the future. We've had the men's provincial league last year, 50 overs. And with that explanation of what the structure looks like in Rwanda, coming August, September 27th, we'll have Seruka National Competition, the MCCF Rwanda Seruka Cricket Competition happening at Kahanga and IPRC. Right now, for those who follow Crick Heroes, the regional competitions are going on. So 12 hubs are playing, teams are playing, competing, where we get the winner, but again, the hub has to select the best of their players. So we will have 12 boys teams and 12 girls teams coming out here to compete. And then following that, we'll have the Biruka National Competition. Again, this time round now it will be provincial and they will be playing long format. And they will be followed by the Sujira competitions afterwards. And then 26th of August, during the weekend, we shall start the men's provincial league with again provincial level saying north, west, east, south, and Kigali, each one having their teams representing them.
Yeah, that's very nice to hear as the cricket is being leveled up from the grassroots. And what sort of a support do you get from the countryside communities and the schools there in the development at the early stages of the game?
It takes a village to raise a child, they say, and the schools have been the huge contributors to the development of cricket in Rwanda and also the communities, the hubs. We've got hubs running, some areas with no cricket pitches or cricket grounds, but we still managed to get the game going. We are very proud to say that you can actually have somewhere you can play cricket or have some people you play cricket with when you cross any province across the country. So it's been a lot of efforts from the teachers, parents, local government, and partners. Partners meaning everybody that comes to support. We have partners in Rwanda. You asked about the holidays. I spoke about the tournaments. There will be also holiday camps running in those areas. We have got Cricket Builds Hope that we partner with here. There is a camp for the youth starting this Monday on the 14th. We've got the MCC Foundation I mentioned about. There's Cricket Without Boundaries that help us take the game in different areas and also still support the game partially, I mean, mainly in the Eastern Province. We've got Hampshire Cricket Board that has been very supportive, helping out in the development and also the high performance arena. As you know, as we speak, Giselle is currently in the UK playing cricket. And as I said, it takes a village. Yesterday, she was standing with Ben Stokes, and I think those are the things that make champions. If you can dream, you can do it.
Very, very interesting. And I saw that photo yesterday of Giselle at Lord's, and is really moving. the hard work that goes into it, the dream coming to life. And you're sitting right next to another person who's been there, and the experience he's had through the 51 hours. As we know the quote, every finish line is a beginning of a new race. We've got Eric Dusingizimana, who was the captain of the national side. Eric, when did you feel like it was the right time for you to hang your boots and say goodbye to the national colors?
It's also a very tough decision. You know, when you grow up with some people and playing the game that you really love, um, but I will say that was very simply probably last year when I felt it. The more we grow within the game and also in life, the responsibility also increases. And I started seeing that I'll probably play a better part when I'm not on the field, but probably outside the field. And it was really last year.
And I understand knowing your family, knowing your growth, knowing your journey through the course of the game. How much has it changed you as a person?
The game itself has really changed me. It has really shaped me who I am at the moment. It's when you say cricket, I call it like life. So it's really um, it it is sometime probably hard to explain, but I took it as a life. The same thing that will really happen within a game, it's really happened outside the game. So when you look at the proper cricketer or us, what I've learned from the game, the willing of a win, of winning a game, or the fact of not giving up till the last ball. So when you apply it into your real life, it's really applies the same. So you have tried it different times into your real life and it's really worked.
Yeah, and understanding the fact that you've just said goodbye to the national side, but you're still a very, very big part of the game itself. Just recently, we got to the end of the men's Liberation Cup, and the man nearly scoring 300 runs there, being the best batsman of the tournament. Now, Landry, we spoke about development. What are the key things the youngsters should be picking up from the legend that you have here?
He keeps saying 17 again, and I mean, he's a legend of the game. If there's a lot of things we could learn from him, is one, not giving up. I think from his generation, I think he was the last batter or the last national team player to retire, if you'd count the people he played with and all that. But also being a competitor, it's easy to compete when you want a spot in the national team, but he's someone that wants to do his best, and that's why he can still come in the elite league where everyone is training 5 times a week and still dominate the bowlers. And I kept bragging about it last week. He's literally telling kids that if I can do it when I'm retired, you should also give it a go. So that mindset of working hard and also, I mean, stay as competitive as possible. It doesn't matter where you're playing and the level you're playing, but you should be ready and always give your 100%.
Yeah, being part of the elite members of the cricketing body here in Rwanda, what do you think should be expected in coming times for Cricket Rwanda? And are we looking forward to more media coverage? Are we looking for how to generate more fans? What is it that is required for Rwanda cricket to take it up a notch? Can both be given ideas at the same time, as you've been both experiencing how the game has been developing here?
Thank you. I think it'll be more of bring it more to the media and attracting some of the sponsors. If I give an example of the previous area, it was really a very entertaining tournaments where you see like 200 and plus runs on a board or 180 runs being chased. So that really shows how entertaining or how determined the players are really are. So I think the next step will be really bringing in sponsors and also attracting more fans and fans as well to take a game further.
Yeah, I think I'll just echo what he's mentioned. I think the next level for Rwanda cricket now should be going pro. Domestic cricket should be going pro now, either semi-pro or pro. We talk about provincial leagues, we talk about elite leagues being entertaining. We have got very talented and gifted cricketers, and structures are not what is lacking. So we have the products. So for anyone who is out there who is willing to support the growth of the game, but also willing to invest in some quality content, is very welcome to Rwanda. And let's take it a notch higher.
Yeah, you've been part of the development program, Landry, and you've been working closely. Let's say at the moment, if you were to pitch the game of cricket to a youngster who's never seen the game or heard about the game, in a very small briefing, could you explain to us how you would pitch the game of cricket?
That's an interesting one. I think from a coaching perspective, and also being that one person or part of that group of people that took the game to the new areas and new young people, one thing that all sports have in common is the language we speak. So children understand play. That's their language. And I'll use the 60, the 1 minute, the time I have for the kid to just hit the ball because I don't need to show them how to hold the bat and anything. I think the joy is in playing. So I don't have words to say what I could tell him, but stand there with the ball, hit it as far as you can.
That's very, very interesting of Mr. Landry to say. And from the legend himself, after hitting nearly 300 runs in that elite series, and you've been very close with the boys working in the national side, just at the upper field at the moment, they're training for the upcoming Tri Nation series. What would be your message to the youngsters that are trying to represent the national side, Eric? And how can they bring out the best in them?
I will simply say to fight hard and believing that they can really do it. And another thing is more of being free. They always say that risk free, but again, at least you have to risk. So if you look at all these international games or the team that we are in the same category, you will find that mostly all runs below 180 are now these days chased. Even 200 are being chased. So I would say that they really have to work harder and having someone really to own it to really fight it the last ball.
You've been also working as a manager here at Gahanga Cricket Stadium, working with the pitches, working with the surfaces here. What are the challenges that you face with the environment here? And at times it gets quite harsh, it gets quite hot, it gets quite cold. How do you manage that?
I would say that the environment is really better here in the country, and I think the most challenge we do face is more of like a hosting many games. So we do host many games, and we only have 3 strips. So hosting many game is really something that really wants. We would love to see all the youth playing here on such a beautiful ground. But again, with how this game is really growing, on the side of I'll definitely thank the management of the stadium of thinking also of increasing strips. So the next step will be increasing strips to be able to host most of the game that we are in the future.
Yeah, one question to both of you. Coming up is the Tri Nation. We're in for lots of entertaining cricket coming here at Gahanga. What can we expect out of the teams and what sort of performances do we expect out of the three nations coming in? We've got the newcomers to Rwanda, Bahrain, first time coming around. We've got Malawi. We've been to their country. Now they're coming to ours. What sort of experience do you think the teams will experience here?
First of all, they will definitely enjoy the pitch. It's really a very batting track. That's one. Another thing I will call it more of like a balanced teams. So I won't really say that this will be the favorite. So whoever really came up stronger will go back home with a win. And yeah, looking forward to an entertaining tournament.
Um, yeah, same thing. I think it's going to be massive, very entertaining. I'm very happy for the kids to be in holidays to be able to watch cricket at that level. Bahrain being ranked ahead of every team in the Tri Nation, um, I think it's also bringing in something very good for the competition. Malawi, Rwanda has been a battle. It's like Nigeria, Rwanda in the women's. Um, I think yes, we picked the series last time 3-2. I am looking forward to that. The boys have been working very hard through the year, I mean, 6 months now. Elite League, they showed a lot of improvement. So I think it's going to be a very entertaining tournament. Bahrain, as much as it's ranked ahead, yeah, Tanzania just chased their score last 2 days ago. So I think anything is possible in T20. So I'll just say we sit and watch good cricket being played here.
Definitely, lots of entertainment coming our way. And now we're getting to the rapid fire segment of the podcast. We'll ask a few questions, five to be specific, to each one of you, respectively. And I'll start off with Mr. Eric. Eric, give us your answers as quickly as possible here, okay? So, question number one, best bowler you faced in your career?
I would say back in the days because of the level we were, but we were really challenged by the Ghanaian Isaac back in the days in South Africa.
Uh, Favorite stadium apart from Gahanga?
Lords,
Spin or pace?
Pace,
Favorite playing format?
T20.
Favorite vacation spot in Rwanda?
I would definitely say Gisenyi.
And that's it. That was a quick fire round from Eric Dusingizimana. And now coming to Mr. Landry, man with few words, but let's have a quick one. Red ball or white ball?
A Red Bull.
Favorite young player to watch out right now?
Jeez. Utagushimani in the funny.
Interesting. A very, very long name. I don't think it will roll off my tongues there, but okay. Nets or Sunnyfield practice?
Outside.
Favorite food?
Ooh. Peas.
With regards to cricket coaching, which way do you lean more towards, theory or practicals?
That's a hard one.
Tick, tick, time's moving.
Practical.
Practical it is. And there you've heard it from the two individuals about how they feel about the game and their personal life, their takes on the questions we've had there. And I've been very, very glad to have both of you come to the podcast here. How do you feel about the podcast? And what other individuals do you want to see coming on the podcast? Give us your 2 cents on the experience being here.
First of all, I would like to thank you and the team for arranging this and having us on the podcast. And also want to send a message to everyone that has been supporting Rwanda cricket to keep doing so. Big thank you to the volunteers that run the game of cricket in Rwanda, the coaches, the development officers, umpires, ground curators, and everyone that has played a part, schools and everybody that we mentioned, and also our other partners. And in terms of the podcast, I think it's a very good thing to be able to tell the stories that we have as Rwanda. And I mean, I'm a, I believe in growth. I would like to see this grow, and we invite as many people as possible, and also get out of the circles of cricket and get other athletes. Probably we could learn one or two things, but I think it was very interesting to sit with Eric and listen to those days, and then also talk about these days. And I think if we can keep that mixture, I would love to see someone like Charles Hubbard to come and tell us what the dream was and what are his feelings right now of the then dream and what is happening currently.
Eric, what is your take on the podcast and how's your experience about this?
I think it's a very good idea having a podcast. It's really almost like a platform to share our history or the thoughts about the game, on where we or our vision. So it's something really good. And as he mentioned, I would love probably to see some of like the father of the cricket in Rwanda here and one of the former national team captain Taga Dennis, if they're there then to share the history and their feeling looking on where the game came from and where we are at the moment. I think some of the dream, if their dream really came true or it's still going, so I would love really to see them in a future podcast.
Thank you very much. And that's it from this episode of the RCA podcast. You've heard it from the curator of the development here in Rwanda and the man who's been leaving behind his game and his legacy for the upcoming players. We'll be interested to have more and more podcasts coming your way. Please do follow, share, and like the episodes to keep the love coming towards us so that we can be providing more and more content and make things spicy here within the podcast. Signing out is Zaid Khan. Thank you very much.